It's all fucked up. All right. I've got about. I either need to get a new phone mount or start using my GoPro or get a new camera. Hey, look, it's Baja Blast, but it's like a Slam logo. Baja Blast. Baja. I don't feel good. Dude, I need a vacation. I never sleep. And today's not unique. I didn't sleep. Like, I woke up like 4 times in the night. And well, we're gonna start the day with some of this. Balls, cherry motherfucker. It's, dude, when this one dropped, I shit my pants. You ready? Watch. This is the best part too. Watch. Dude, that shit is so good. I still have a Monster in case I need it, because Balls is not very high octane. It's about 90 milligrams of caffeine in here, but the whole point of Balls is that they're not super saturated with caffeine, so that you drink more than one during your game session. These are only like $2, $1.25. Yeah. Yeah, dude. Unbeatable. Is it nostalgic for me? Yes. I used to play paintball a lot when I was younger, because I liked all the adrenaline sports, right? But my dad liked paintball and motocross and all, you know, so like I was always doing action sports. One year I went to, I think it was 07, was to go see X-Ball, right? Go see the pros play X-Ball and like get to meet Ollie Lang and stuff, you know, like just like paintball stuff. And, you know, get an autograph, go see Dynasty or whatever. Fucking give Chris Lasoya and Infamous the middle finger, you know, like just like, I got to meet Bob Long, actually. Bob Long's pretty fucking cool. I just haven't paintballed in 20 years. When's the last time I actually went to a, like, I sold all my gear. And then I got mad at my dad because he sold the gear that I kept. That, like, I was like, well, I need to keep this, like, Splat Masters. Like the 12 gram CO2 cartridge pistols and stuff. Like, Splat Masters, Phantoms, like old paintball stuff. And the whole reason I'm saying that, I'm sorry I'm getting on a tangent about paintball, but Balls was at one of the events, and Balls, you know, Balls was already like established with gamers as like a caffeine alternative to like Red Bull or Monster, so that, you know, because you can chug a bunch of them during your session, and it's great. They taste good too. But the Balls vendor was just giving away the free bottles because that, you know, like before the 2008 recession, you guys, I don't know, you know how like now if you want an extra sauce at McDonald's, they charge you like $0.25? Bro, we used to be so wasteful for fun. Not even wasteful, okay? So like, let's say Red Bull's doing an event and they're handing out free stuff, and like, even though they're a huge company with so much money, they'll be like, all right, here's like the 12 cases of product you just hand out to people until it runs out, okay? No, dude. With the free Balls, and there was free Red Bull at a different vendor, but like with all that stuff, dude, okay, how do I explain this? before the 2008 recession and beyond that, and COVID and everything. And you see the joke of the guy, he puts on a mustache to get another free sample. No, it'd just be like, dude, can I have two? Yeah, sure, here you go. I don't know how to articulate what I'm trying to express here. I don't know how to put it into words, because Gen Z and Gen Alpha and the Zoomers and the Doomers they're used to that transactional, you want an extra ketchup packet? That's 25 cents. The amount, they had a whole truck, okay? They had a whole truck of balls. Not like an 18-wheeler, right? But it was like a 13-foot U-Haul van, floor to ceiling, cases of it to give away. You don't see promos like that anymore. And it wasn't like, all right, dude, you had yours, get the fuck out of here, all day. If I felt a little dip in the energy, because it was 80 degrees out, and I was watching Ollie Lang and Dynasty play. And there was just free balls. You gotta understand, it wasn't that's where I noticed it or found it. I already loved balls from video gaming, dude. All right. So when I saw Balls was sponsoring paintball teams, I was like, oh, fuck yeah, dude. Those guys are real gamers. They shoot each other IRL. I got actually really good at paintball before I quit. My shitty local team from when I was in middle school or high school, we actually won a couple of our local tournaments. I remember because the one tournament that we won, I got $1,000 to spend for smart parts stuff. And at the time, $1,000 was crazy. $1,000, bro. That was crazy. How do I get in $1,000 to spend on high-end tech from a tournament, purse prize from a local tournament at a local paintball field that doesn't have stake or standing in whether you make it or whether you sign up for? Because here's the thing about X-Ball is usually closed service, and I was so fortunate to play some X-Ball with some of the big dogs. But the other NPPL events are open sign up. So we would sign up for events and get sandbagged, and then we would oh hey guys, come on, just a little team of kids. And then as we got older, people were look out for these guys, holy shit. And then I literally stopped paintballing one day, and I felt sad, but I focused more on BMX and skateboarding. Those were my true passions. I love paintball, but paintball is kind of like being in a Call of Duty lobby IRL. Toxic. You got you got people saying slurs for shock value, even if they're left-wing people or right-wing people. Normally it's the conservative racist guy saying it, but it's just okay. When I was in paintball, I started playing paintball from the year 2000 to the year 2009. Okay, so no, 2010. Yeah, a solid decade of my childhood into my manhood, I played pro-am level paintball, and it was so fun. But dude, the only thing I'm bitter about is selling my gun. I sold the Tippmann 98 Custom and the Spider, all the old shitty guns I sold, and then my dad was cleaning out the attic or whatever, and he sold my fucking Smart Parts Shocker. An old school Shocker. You guys, I don't know if you guys are this old, but There were cockers and there were angels. Those were fast guns. There was something called a tribal, which was like a really first gen electronic solenoid switch trigger, and that was like gas blowback, like before auto cocker, spring loaded. That shit ripped, didn't chop paint. It was like the first paintball gun besides Angel that had like the electronic eye in it, so it didn't chop paint. So if there was a ball there for whatever reason, it wouldn't send the bolt through and just break the ball. Yeah, paintball's cool, man. Do you know how paintball started? There are colored shotgun shells. I'm not kidding. There are shotgun shells that have paint in them. Okay, what's that for? There were farmers that would shoot their own cattle with the paint to mark them because people were stealing cows from each other. And I thought that was an urban legend, like that's not real. Sure enough, people were painting their livestock. No, I got the blue cows, motherfucker. They were painting their livestock to avoid disputes. And then I guess one time someone said, I'm gonna shoot you with the paint there, Billy. And he shot him with the paint. And then someone's like, well, the paint bullets can't kill you. Let's play army. And then obviously it went from a live projectile flinging paint to 68 caliber is the little round ball. 68 caliber ball. No, what's the size of a paintball? I can't remember. Oh yeah. You don't even want to get into that because there's inserts and there's different sized barrels, different inserts, different threads, different. I always shot the die boomstick. Okay, I absolutely love dude. I would shoot the 12-inch or the 18-inch boomstick. I played sup air tournament ball with a long barrel. And people are like, man, you're just gonna be getting hits. Dude, something about that long barrel is so accurate. Just laning people from the jump, dude. Oh, my stomach fucking hurts. I don't want to go to work. Fuck. Oh, my stomach fucking hurts. Oh my god. Paintball was fun. And I just eventually stopped going. Like my local field kind of like the one I would practice at closed. And then I was like, well, you don't need to go to the skate park to practice skateboarding, so that sucks. Let me just. I was torn. Like I said, I did all the adrenaline sports, and skateboarding was my favorite. And then BMX, I raced BMX at the track. I could hit the dirt whoops. I could hit jumps. I just never liked the racing because I like getting hang time and looking stylish and doing a tabletop. When you're racing, dude, you want to go fast, and you want to not get big lofty jumps because they cost you time. You want to launch forward as opposed to upward. I don't know, my stomach hurts, so I'm really ranting now. I can't stay focused. My stomach hurts like something is squeezing my balls. Oh man, it turned yellow. Lot of wipeouts at this intersection, chat. Dude, man, I don't mean to complain incessantly. And yes, the top of my head is cut off for the sake of the forward angle. Trying to show you my anime, my Goku hair. Like, I woke up and my hair like had little spikes, and then it had like the fringe coming down. I was like, dude, I'm a Super Saiyan because I'm fabulous. Orientation is locked. But what if you're bisexual? Orientation unlocked. Wait. You know the song Soul Man by Sam and Dave? What if you're like coming out to your parents when you're younger and you're bisexual and they're like, just tell us. It's okay, we love you. And you're like, well, what do you like, guys, girls? Da-da-da. I'm a whole man. Da-da-da-da-da-da. Doesn't matter, I'm a whole man. Yeah. I think of the stupidest things. I think maybe I thought that daydreaming in like high school. Like a lot of the parody stuff, a lot of the jokes and parody jokes, I already thought about in a fucking daydream when I was young. Terrible lie. A terrible lie. Why? I got 9-inch nails stuck in my head right now. Dun 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 dun. Oh, dun dun. Holy cow! Traffic is stopped all the way down here. What happened? It's just a red light, okay? So it just seemed like too many people. Half of the street is full. Yeah. Like and subscribe. Where's my friend from Bangladesh? Fat white hippo. Like, I welcome hate comments like that. Because they're not like the destructive kind that ruin your chat. They're like PG insults. Like, you're a dork. You're a nerd. Like, fuck you, fatty. Yeah. It would be awesome if I got a sponsorship from Balls to play Gears. You know, there, honestly, I'm not proud of this. Part of me is a deep and haunted intellectual, okay? And part of me is just like, dude, let's get stoned, I'm a surfer guy. Okay. So like, that dichotomy. You gotta understand the fanboyism that goes with the other half of me, right? The skater half of me. Not the tortured goth, but the skater me. Okay? The fanboying, like, dude, Mountain Dew, Taco Bell. I've given a lot of money to some of these places. I'm not proud of it. But at the same time, they don't owe me shit. They're a company, but like, if there was a way to like tally up how much balls I've bought in my life, and like be like, hey guys, remember that one year you had that was really good? Yeah, not just You know, I remember I started working when I was 17, and like, I got my first paycheck, and I got like, and you know, I got my friend an action figure that's worth money. Actually, I got him a Series 1 NECA Baird. And it's Damon Baird from Gears with the goggles and everything. Too bad we took it out of the box and played with it. And then I got the Globe shoes with the Crimson Omen. Damn, those were great shoes. And a bunch of balls. I mean, everyone goes, well, what did you buy with your first paycheck? Or what did you do? Or did you save it? Or were you saving up for like a synthesizer or a new guitar or something? Or a video game? Did you save it? Did you dump it? I actually, once I bought, and this is for my younger audience, I think my first paycheck at the hardware store when I was a teenager was like $500, and I was like, oh my fucking god, I'm rich. Oh man. But at the same time, I bought the rare action figure, the limited edition Globe skate shoes with Gears of War on them, okay, the Crimson Omen, and the case of balls from Meyer. They used to have it there. Now, if you want to get balls, you have to go to Woodman's. You got to go to Woodman's. But dude, the action figure was the most expensive thing out of all of that. Not even the shoes. So like those Globe shoes, how much you think you gotta go into? Let's just say you go into Zoomies at the mall, like God forbid, right? But you go into Zoomies at the mall, you're not at a mom and pop skate shop. A pair of, like, let's look at a pair of Globes that are whites with gum bottom, like, and they're 120. Okay? I'm pretty sure I got the Gears of War shoes for like $50 or less. I want to say it was like under $50 for the Gears of War skate shoes. And like when you tallied it all up, like I went nuts. I probably spent like $112 or something, like something completely random like that. And cause okay, sorry, younger generation kids who get on my stream or whatever, like things weren't always like this. Things weren't always like, I'm gonna live with my parents. It wasn't. The world felt free, even if there was like a Republican scumbag in the White House. Like I'd be like, haha, George W., you little racist. What weapons of mass destruction? Come on, guy, you're full of shit. It was playful. It wasn't. Now it's just like, oh, cool, evil out in the open, awesome. And everything's expensive. It wasn't always like this, guys. Balls. I did have one of the most embarrassing moments in my life, like the other month. I was in a 7-Eleven in a neighborhood where I'm not from. And you know, what's the most ambiguous, comfortable corner store? You don't go to the random gas station. If there's a 70, you go there first. So I was getting some like rolling papers and shit. Bro, I shit you not, I had one of the most embarrassing experiences in my life. I saw this guy, bro. He was like walking with this little bump, dude. And he had like a tattoo on his face. And I was like, all right, man, homie's affiliated, like whatever, dog. Like I'm from like a shitty street neighborhood. Like I'm one of those kind of white boys. Like I'm not like, I'm like street, right? And this guy, I see him, and I'm like, he's not looking at nobody, but for some reason he's like, bro, okay, you ready for the embarrassing thing? I saw him moving his hands like mad slow, like on some shit like this, and I'm like, oh, bro, dude, he's fucked up, bro. And he's like standing in the aisle, like doing that shit, and I'm like not catching where he's looking. Okay, I think the cashier knew ASL, and this man was deaf. I asked him what set he was repping. I asked him what set he was repping, and he looked at me like I'm a fucking alien. And then I realized that the slowed down American Sign Language looked like some shit I'd seen before. You know, like I grew up around Vice Lords, GDs, you know, like SGDs, like, you know, 13s, like, you know, Latin Kings, like, there's even some white Vice Lords. Dude, I grew up around that type of thing. So I'm like, it's not like I'm just like, oh, I did a dumb white person thing, I misinterpreted. No, dude, like I grew up around that shit. So, so like I thought this man was throwing some fucking signs down, because he was like looking at the guy and then like looking at me. He was looking at the guy and then looking at me. So I thought like, damn, yo, like, what's he trying to do, man? So I was like on edge. And I walk over to him and I asked him what like set he was repping, bro. And he was clearly just a deaf man with a face tattoo. Just, I don't know if I was too stoned already. I thought he was on some gang shit. That's a funny story you can tell people. Fun fact. The two groups of people that can break their hands in an argument: deaf people and Italians. You just see Giuseppe, he's got bandages on his hands. Oh, what happened? He cussed out a black lady at the supermarket for parking his space. Mamma mia! I don't give a shit at this point. Like, making fun of Italians has become so popularized and okay. I don't know if you guys know this, because I'm blonde and pale looking. I'm like, pretty much fully Italian. Like, mamma mia, I have family back overseas. But all the jokes, I fucking just lean into them now. You know, the talking with your hands shit, I just lean into the joke. Fuck it. I go along with it. You know what I mean? I go along with it all. But like, when it comes to like actual like accountability and accountability culture and like not punching down constantly to the point where, okay, now you're just like, it's not even edgy anymore, you're just hurting marginalized groups, and then you're encouraging people to like act violent against them. Dude, I'm all for an edgy joke. Make fun of a trans person, make fun of a gay person, like fucking go there, fucking make fun of everybody. But because of the Joe Rogan sphere, because of the fucking bro dudes, because of the fucking kill Tonys, fuck, Tony Hinchcliffe is such a fucking annoying bitch. Holy shit. So it's like, I like edgy comedy. I like comedy that toes the line. I like fucking, oh my god, did he say something racist? You can't do that anymore. They fucking ruined it. They fucking ruined it for everyone. And these are the guys that scream, cancel culture, cancel culture, cancel culture. And they're the ones that ruin edginess for everyone because they can't stop punching down. And it's not just like punching down like, so I saw a trans at the grocery store. No, it's like really like mean-spirited shit. It's like ignorant shit. And the thing is, you can joke about that stuff. You can make a really hilarious joke about like marginalized groups. You want to make a hilarious joke about black people? You want to make a hilarious joke about fucking trans people? Do it, dude. Don't be like Dave Chappelle and make a whole special about like, I don't understand. I don't understand. Hey, Christians, do you understand Muslims? Do you still want them to have their First Amendment and 14th Amendment rights? So, like, it's no different with someone like, so, like, boomers being obsessed with gay people and trans people. I saw the thing, like, there was a episode of 60 Minutes, and it was, like, bisexuals, the new thread. Anyway, I'm going too deeply into that. I'm just saying, like, the comedy, I loved edgy comedy. I liked comedy that toed the line. I liked comedy that made you guess, is this person actually a bad person, or are they just like trying to get yucks? Like, you know, like your Andrew Dice Clay, like, hey, I was fucking this woman, huh? He's not really a misogynist or a fucking asshole. He's doing a bit. He's playing a character. He's doing like an era of a guy. Okay? He's doing his shtick. And the thing is, it's become increasingly more difficult to decipher whether someone is doing a shtick or doing a bit, or if they're actually just like endorsing hate towards other humans. So they want to scream cancel culture. They're the ones that ruin shock value comedy for all of us, because now you can't touch that shit with a 10-foot pole, because all of the bro dudes from the Rogan sphere will stand up and start applauding, and then you're like, no, it was satire. Like, I was doing an exaggerated character. Like, I was showing you how racism is bad. You're not supposed to agree with the hypothetical character I made up in my joke. I said it a bunch of times about, you know, they say, oh, you soft libtards in your virtue signaling and your fucking echo chambers. And it's like, but we need to take a second to talk about malice signaling, dude. I said this before in a bunch of my other rants and my other streams. I would be playing like a racist character. I would be like in overalls with the little sprig of wheat, and I'd be like, hey y'all, I don't like black people. My name is Jethro. You know, just I'd lay it on thick, and I'd do a hilarious character that was believable. Like, you would literally think I stepped off of a farm in Nebraska and I'm really a racist, right? I'd do a bit. My friends would be rolling on the floor, laughing in stitches, bro. And then there would be maybe a couple of guys, you know how the small crowd coalesces when you're younger, and you're kicking it with your clique in the hallway or whatever, lunchtime, recess time, whatever it is, right? And then if a small crowd gathers, maybe some people come to check out. A couple of kids might be on the edge of your friends on the outskirts, and then you're doing this character, like as I did. And then there's someone who goes, yeah, you're right. They are bad. And then you're like so taken aback by it. You're like, what? What do you mean? Wait, what? You know that thing you said about black people? Yeah. And you're like, no. I'm doing a character. Like, I'm in front of, like, country music top 10 countdown. Like, you know, someone who's, like, racist as fuck, but then goes eats Chinese food. You know, those guys. I'm making fun of those. And they're like they just didn't, they're such mouth breathers. They didn't realize that it was a joke, and they thought I was endorsing hate. Like, how thick do you have to be? This is not like a one-off thing that happened to me. There were a lot of times I've made an edgy joke, and I was like, yeah, you people, or something like that. I made an edgy joke, and then someone else in the peanut gallery was like, yeah, whoa! And it's like, how do you misread comedy so bad that you think I'm a racist and I'm gonna be your buddy? Thanks for joining me, man. Like, subscribe, tap that screen, man. But again, final thought. How do you misread comedy so bad that you think I'm endorsing racism and hatred? So yes, you know what? There's a smaller YouTuber I've seen blowing up. I've seen him when he had 1,000 subs, and now he's like, I don't know, like 80,000 subscribers. Blow up. His name is Lion Meows, and he talks about the corruption of, comedy and bro culture being too saturated, and like, and he hasn't said it the way I said it verbatim, which I wish he would articulate it that way. Yes, they did ruin comedy and edgy comedy for everyone. They ruined shock value and extreme humor for everyone. Talking about gore or violence or like, things that are inappropriate, but like giving it that zing, like, yeah, what happened? Why does your wife have a black eye? She fell down the stairs. Like, it's not like Jackie Gleason actually being like, pow! Yeah, I hit my wife, it's normal. It's an exaggeration of behavior. Like, this is not normal. You're not supposed to do this. So like when a comedian like makes a joke about his upbringing and his dad whooping him, he's not promoting whoopings. He's talking about his experience, and he might go over the top, and it's like, I don't know. I kind of lost my train of thought, but I'm just mad that they think because of the left and all the sensitive snowflakes or whatever, cancel culture is there, rearing its ugly head, and you can't say what you really want to say because art is under attack, right? Meanwhile, it's actually the right-wing douchebags saying hard RN in their sets and doing stuff, and then like fucking malice signaling and like punching down constantly, right? Because the whole point of being a comedian is to speak truth to power and to make jokes that make the oligarchs uncomfortable. Like, it's part of being a comedian is having some semblance of social commentary, okay? Whether you're a ventriloquist, a stand-up, an actor, you know what I mean? Like, so that's my rant. I just really don't like how it ended up being the guys complaining about cancel culture that made it so that like we can't joke about stuff. Because there are funny things within those marginalized communities to make jokes about. Like, even relatable experiences to make jokes about. But you're gonna be like, is it a he or a she? Or something. I don't know. Conservative comedy is not comedy. It's not comedy when you're just like, yo, you're fucking dumb, I hate you. That's not that's not actual. Oh my god. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to get worked up or annoyed, but like, I thought of Rob Schneider and Brian Callen and oh man, who's the other guy who's a fucking waste? Jim Brewer. Holy shit. And these are guys I've seen on television and at one point in time thought were kind of funny. Like, Rob Schneider had, like, funny movies. And he had, like, parts in, like, Happy Madison, like, movies. Like, what happened to him? What the fuck happened to him? Like, is he doing a grift to try and stay relevant? Like, I have no clue. It's just pathetic, man. The world is fucking sick. Supporting Israel is fucking sick in the head. I'm just so sick of like, you know, I'm not gonna talk about self-harm. I don't want my video yet. I'm not suicidal, but I wake up in the morning and I'm just like, okay. I see another, like, corruption out in the open, and I'm like, that's fine. Nice, okay. It's just like, well, how did we get here? It's just like, you want to talk about the world going to hell in a handbasket, and you can't even talk to people because they're like, don't get political, bro, don't get political. And I'll be like, hey, did you see what's happening overseas with the... And they're like, bro, I'm not political, bro. You could be worried about that stuff, bro. Oh, I'm just gonna... Yeah, but the cost of fuel is gonna make the... No, bro. Yeah, but companies have to ship their goods. And no, bro. But freight companies are actually losing money, and it's starting to... No, bro, don't get political. You just hate Trump. Don't get political. And it's like, dude, at a certain point, you have to just look around you and realize everything is on fire. You have to stop, like, calling people fucking cucked libtards and, like, realize how bad things are. And stop having partisan brainworms. You don't like my guy? Haha, we're badass. He says things that are controversial to get people to be pissed off. Like the amount of sane washing they do. And I'm not getting political. The amount of sane washing they do for Trump. Fox News, the regular news, like fucking his sycophants, his fan club. Like, they're like, haha, he just likes to tell it how it is and ruffle some feathers, and he's just one of those fucking go for the throat businessmen types, and you wouldn't understand. He's not being an ignorant bully. He's showing machismo. No. He puts the cheese in machismo. Jesus. Like, all the sane washing they do. He'll say something totally fucked, and they'll be like, well, what he meant by that was this. He has such an intricate sense of humor. So funny. Like, and it's funny to see, like, the Fox News people backpedal. Like, Jesse Waters would be like, well, what the president actually meant was this. It's like, well, that's not clear communication if you're the leader of the free world. Why would he actually mean something else but said this? Wouldn't he just make it concise for the people to listen to? Like, the sane washing is unbelievable. I know I keep overusing the same term, like I just learned what it was, but no, not. It's just, to me, that's one of the biggest things I see is, like, people on the right say wacko shit, like, slavery is cool, we should start it again, low-key, and then, like, people are like, yeah, that's a great idea. But what they actually meant was, we should reform the laws. They didn't really mean we should reenact slavery. Like, you know what I mean? Like they it's like, no, I'm pretty sure that's what they meant. No, they meant they want to reform the laws surrounding it or something. You know what I mean? It's always just some fake ass shit, bro. We're living in scary times, man. We're living in scary times. Like, things are really expensive. And this is not a brag at all, dude. I make a decent amount of bread, but I know there's people that make like less than me, like half of what, and so like if I'm struggling in the world and things are fucking chaotic and I can't even fucking pay off my credit card debt, then people, immigrants and people that are like given some state minimum wage as low as $7 an hour. So like there's people like that. I guess what I'm trying to put into perspective is that like don't find your self-worth by comparing yourself to others. But what I'm saying is I'm struggling with keeping up with the cost of energy bills and living and everything now. I'm getting by. It's uncomfortable, but there's people that make less than me. The system's like gonna collapse, you guys. The you know when I'm saying when I'm talking about struggling to make ends meet, I'm not talking about touching buttholes at the YMCA playing Twister. Making ends meet. Assholes to get like oh, I got shagged at a German bathhouse. Why did I think of a jig that started with that? And why did I use like the English like shag instead of fuck? Americans were dumb. We just say fuck for everything. It's true. It's true though. I should have. Damn, I should have stopped for gas back there. Son of a cock. Gotta make a stop. We're gonna turn the camera off. Gotta make a stop. Gotta turn the camera off. Gotta make a stop. Gotta turn the camera off. That. Okay, tell me why the like 100 milligrams of caffeine in the balls shot me right up in the morning, and the big monster doesn't always do that. Is it because there's more? There's like guarana and stuff in balls and like other stuff. Dude, I love that guarana. Dude, whatever is in this shit, I always felt it different than Red Bull, different than Monster. Yeah, that's a fact, Jack. My mic was off that whole time? Wow, that's great. My mic was off that whole time. I was talking about stuff. God damn it. I was actually making some cohesive points. It wasn't just rant-a-geddon. Oh well. Oh well. I'll get gas on my lunch break. Son of a bitch, son of a bitch, son of a Steven. I didn't make a thumbnail for this. No music. I didn't even set up my GoPro. I need to do that. That looked good. I'm so unmotivated because I'm sad, dude. I was so, like, don't get me wrong. I'm not blaming, like, what happened, but, like, dude, I was so stoked on life and excited about new projects and ideas. And then I lost someone so close to me. And it just shook me. I just got my confidence back, and it just shook me. It made me feel weak, makes me feel sad. One of my closest friends, a brother, someone who made my world feel safe. And so I wake up and I'm like dead. And like I kind of said this in another video a million times too. It's like smoking pot isn't fun anymore. I used to like that, you know, to each his own, right? But I'm a habitual stoner, you know, like, and you know, I've been that way since I discovered it. Now I've taken up to, 6-month, year-long breaks at times. Just, to prove it to myself that, like, I don't need something, like, you go through those mental grapples with oneself as we do. And, I've been doing it for a long time, and it's a lifestyle thing, right? Hey, guys, I'm that guy. So, you know where to go if you need some. I'm that guy. Oh, what are we doing tonight, guys? All right. But now smoking just to not feel anxiety because I miss someone who's no longer here, that sucks. That's not peppy. That's not silly. That's not, I'm the guy who brought weed to the party. Ha-ha! That's sad. That's painful. And as someone who is a habitual and has indulged in the lifestyle and enjoy it, it's just kind of just like, I guess this, okay, let me put it into more understandable terms. I guess this would be the transition from recreational use to medical use. Does that make sense? Because I'm picking different strains that calm my head down. I'm picking different buzzes, different products I would never buy before, so that I'm relaxed. And so I think as I'm 36 and I'm approaching that window of 40, like, my weed usage is still moderate, but I've been grabbing different stuff, the trauma of life and loss has totally got me rethinking, not quitting, not switching to something harder, because weed's not a gateway drug. That's been debunked. You know what's a real good gateway drug? Being addicted personality. That's like usually how it starts. Because I like the buzz of weed, right? I would never be like, oh, dude, like, I'm all out of weed. Let me get super drunk. No, yuck. Yuck. That's like, there's your gateway. I heard someone once say, gateway drug? What, gateway to where? Taco Bell? The fridge? The gateway to good sex and listening to music? Oh yeah, that's one thing, man. Like, people they fail to realize, well, you can't just be like that. Look at the popular people like Seth Rogen and Willie Nelson, the people who are habituals and they're like good at life, and they're winning. Bro, they're right, dude. Weed makes fucking even better. Alright, well, I'm gonna go now, bitches.